All right, we're back with yet another movie that we can consider a hidden gem because I'm not even sure how many people watch this movie.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know because
we
this is the first time I saw it.
the first time
For-
you and I saw it, and then when I was asking like, hey, how come you how come you suggest this movie, and you said,
Oh, while I was browsing Disney Plus, I just happened to come across it.
oh, and I had no
I
idea
mean,
this
I've
movie
heard
was
of it
so old.
before, but I mean, I saw it on there and I was like, I never seen this.
Hey,
And I'm sure there's something at Disneyland that's probably resembles it, but it's Disney's Black Hole.
it's called The Black Hole from
Oh yeah,
1979.
1979.
We recently did Tron. Tron was on a budget of 17 million. This was 20 million back in 3 years before Tron was made.
Yeah.
And
Still
I'm
though, it was cheaper than
glad
Star Wars. It was still
cheaper than
cheaper than
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars because Star Wars was just given 20 million just to show them I
Yes.
can do something.
And I did like this movie because this movie didn't start off slow, right? Like, hey, you basically understand these characters, and then this is their mission, and then they were talking briefly about what's gonna go, like what's happening to whatever ship before, and blah blah blah, and then boom, they get sucked in immediately by
Yeah.
this ghost ship,
Yeah, let's go shit.
right? Because they didn't know what it was before. They knew something was pulling them towards
Yeah, which
that
I thought the
ship.
ghost shit was awesome looking.
The ghost ship was awesome looking
Even for this
because
time, I thought, man, this is amazing because it all lights up and stuff.
because it's
And the thing
really
is,
huge, you
the
know.
robot Maximilian, I've seen him
Yes.
before, and I've seen toys for him. I didn't know he was from the black hole though.
And when I first heard Maximilian, right, like, oh, now I understand those movies I've seen before. Like, hey, what's up, Maximilian? Because
Oh well, it's all yeah. The funny thing is though, I don't remember. I guess there was like a lot of actors in it. Now I've probably seen all these actors. The only actor though I knew or recognized was Ernest Borgnine. The only reason I know Ernest Borgnine is because of Airwolf.
oh, the only person I know is Robert Foster.
Oh, okay, well I know Robert Forster, but I didn't know who that was at the time. I was more like, hey, that's Ernest Borgnine.
Oh, his Harry Booth. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
wait,
the guy
why
that
do I
gets killed.
recognize this too? I
Well,
recognize the Ernest
Ernest
Borgnine.
Borgnine's in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
He's
he's
been
in
in
a
all
lot of
kinds of
stuff.
stuff. But I mean, Airwolf is the first place
That's
I've
the thing
ever
they
seen
used
him.
in him in, yes.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always watched Airwolf. So
Maximilian.
it seems like we probably should know a lot more of the actors, but I don't.
No, because this is even older movie at the time, 1979.
Well, Anthony Perkins, we should know him.
Anthony Perkins, he was the first scientist that died.
He's the other scientist
Yeah, that was really
because he's in
infatuated.
Psycho.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, his
Yeah,
face
he's in
looks familiar. He's in
Psycho.
Psycho. He
Yeah,
was the one
so
that was like, he had a huge man
well,
crush on Dr.
he was a
Reinhardt.
scientist. He's the scientist who goes, "Oh, this guy's got to be brilliant. I want to see what's inside the black hole."
That,
And I thought
that makes
I
sense,
thought the
yeah.
robot was cool. What do you think about that main
Oh my
robot?
god. What
I mean, it looks like kind of like a toy, but I was like, this is
Vince,
pretty
you talk about,
interesting,
you're
actually.
referring to Vincent, right?
Yes.
So, Hedo was watching me watch this movie. He's like, oh, are you guys doing this movie? Like, yeah, so we could watch something for free on Disney Plus. And I was telling her, like, watching Vincent, like, I don't even know how to make that possible today on camera. Like, because he's floating the whole time. And it's not like little camera tricks where they just show short clips so he
Yeah.
can just pull a little bit of time. There's scenes where, like, he's coming from the back and it's like, whoa, to the front. Like, how the heck did they
Yeah.
do that?
They flipped it. Yeah, it was pretty cool because if you think about it, it starts off with them. I mean, the best they could do it at the time.
Yes.
Weightlessness, because everything you already have gravity.
Yes.
That way you don't have to make it weightless. The problem is in
And
this
I
one
love
they
to tell that. Like every time I
yeah.
tell Heather like how they do the scene is like they fly airplane straight up and they come straight down and they shoot it like that. And
Well,
she's like,
they didn't do it in this one.
oh, well, see, I didn't know how they did it with the anti gravity stuff.
Well, you can see them. I'm sure they had. I'm sure they put them over the top of everything. But they also you see they're using poles and pipes and stuff
Yeah.
to make it look like they're moving around. And they may have the spaceship on a gimbal and they moved it around.
Oh.
They'll allow them look like they're coming down from different directions and so forth.
Oh,
Probably had wires too.
that was really good too.
Yeah, this movie though I want to say as much as I like this movie, I actually like the remake of this movie.
This so what
Oh
was it?
yeah, Interstellar.
Okay. So when I was watching this, I was thinking about Interstellar.
Where you, I was like, I'm like, this is like
Because
Interstellar.
Reinhardt would be Matt Damon.
Okay.
right? I mean, that's how you are comparing it to.
Yeah, I would say it was. I would say it is.
But Matt Damon is trying to get home selfishly himself instead of killing. Well,
Yeah,
Reinhardt
yeah,
didn't have to kill everybody. He just wanted them to come with him.
yeah. But he did make everybody into mindless creatures. He made
That
everybody into his
dude, that
minions.
part is super creepy. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Like
supposed to be creepy.
first of all, you would think like, okay, I could accept the fact they're a robot. You know what's really creepy in the beginning was when they got Doc, right, and then they would go onto the ship to check it out. I'm like, oh, something's gonna go down in here. I
Well, it
know it.
also makes you think of was it Event Horizon
Yes.
when they find the ghost ship and they dock to it? It's
Yeah,
like
it's like
I'm actually thinking a lot of the
I thought
movies
you
that
were
we
going to
watch
refer
almost.
to that instead of
I think it.
Interstellar.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna think of Interstellar because you didn't have that much horror to it. But
This
the
one,
thing is, if you think about it, though, I'm thinking a lot of people that a lot of the movies we watch and reviews so far that takes place in space, the creators somewhere watch a black hole
yes,
because it looks so
yes,
much. Because I mean, you get vibes of Lost in Space,
yeah. Lost in Space was like that. Yeah.
Interstellar.
Basically,
I'm sure.
Reinhardt was lost in space, and then
Yeah,
like, if you think about all these humanoids in there, or androids in there, or robots, or whatever you call it, right? I'm like, dude, he's been doing this for 20 years. That's some kind of sicko.
yeah. Well, you kind of know that those aren't robots. I mean,
Yes,
after
but I
because
did
the way he
want
tells
to
them, he goes,
believe it.
"Oh, we wanted to say this," and he goes, "Oh, that the crew they didn't make it back. I'm so sorry." It's like, yeah,
Yes, you're like,
right, yeah,
ugh.
right,
So it's so funny in the middle of all the movies, right? Like, sometimes I just click, play to play the movie. This movie, I had to get out just to see what genre I was watching to make sure, like, is this a horror thriller thing? But it did say thriller though, so I
yeah.
was like, oh, okay, because I was trying to think like, oh, what's gonna happen here?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was surprised. I didn't. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't think. I thought, maybe. I mean, nobody's ever says or talks about it. As soon as you see it, the quality of it, I thought, oh, this may be kind of hokey, like Lost in Space.
Yes. Oh, you know what?
Turns out that it was very serious.
It's very serious. I did think about the time travel thing because they talk about the black hole, right? So I
Yeah,
was thinking like, what if this ship is after, kind of like Event Horizon. They
yeah,
left after this crew did, but like, oh, so it didn't do that. I'm like, okay, at least it didn't do that. But it's just because this guy has still been out here for all this time.
yeah,
That was creepy.
yeah.
I
But he's
mean,
just
like,
been out there
I did
slowly.
like they explain like, well, what did they do for food? Oh, he have his own garden.
Yeah, I like that. He goes, "Oh, it's just a little garden." Of course, they show it. It's a huge, giant garden.
Yes. Oh
And
man.
of course, they bury it. And of course, those robots, the supposed robots, when one of them dies, they shoot them off into
Yeah,
space.
they shoot him off into space. I was
It's
like,
like,
what the heck
what
is that all
robots?
about?
What if robots have a burial deal?
Yeah, because I was like,
And
they
you
were
gotta think
thinking the
something's
same
wrong
thing.
because you have Maximilian and all his little police robots.
Yeah. Like, so Maximilian and what is the other robot in the same thing as Vincent? Bob? I can't remember the other
Yeah, I
robot's
think
name.
it was something
Something
simple.
simple, right? Like, oh, Bob
Yeah,
or
and
whatever.
he had that country voice.
Like, they I love that. They they have a mind of their own. They could think for
Yeah,
themselves. But
and they're just
Maximilian doesn't speak.
yeah. Well, he had a mind of his own too because
Yeah.
remember he doesn't always listen to the
No, he doesn't listen to
creator.
Reinhardt.
And his
Yeah.
favorite thing is to use those little fan blades to cut up
So
people.
when the van blades come on, I'm like, really? This is what you're scared of? Like, they don't even move forward or backward. Like, he would have to come to you.
Yeah, he
And
just flies towards you.
they're like 2 feet apart. You just stick your leg out in the middle, right? And they're like, okay, I got this guy back for now.
But I bet he could do something else. He probably just spin and cut you
He
right up.
probably spin. Yeah, I thought about that too. Like, he just stand there, like, then these things turn like, what is he, a can opener? What the heck's going on? Let me get some tomato soup and put it this way. Now you just make me spill all my soup on the floor. Stupid
Yeah,
robot.
yeah, but he was a robot for the time because none of the robots really moved that much.
No, so I guess the other thing that bothered me a little, the robots were playing video games.
What's wrong with that? They weren't really video games; they were target practicing.
Oh, target practice. Oh, so a
Yeah,
game.
they were target practicing. Yeah, what's wrong with that? We do that too.
Yeah, but then these are robots. Do they need to? It's
Well,
not
I'm
like they need
thinking
to blow
though,
off steam, right?
they probably they probably target practice to improve their firing skills, their computer skills and stuff.
But then Bob and
Because even
Vincent.
computers, like I mean, yeah, it does seem silly, but you got to think computers got to do certain robots got to do certain tasks in order to improve their
So he's
tasks,
saying
depending on how they're
calibration.
made. Yeah, they're probably calibrating their stuff. And
And
of
like
course,
the
most of those, who knows what they got in them? Because the Vincent and stuff, maybe he didn't need to be calibrated. That's why he could go up there and just shoot everything. Like,
yeah, shoot
what's
everything
wrong with your
precisely.
programming? Yeah, what is wrong with your program?
So
It's supposed to be able to hit
I
everything.
thought it was really funny and convenient that the best one is like dressed in black. Like he's the one that's outstanding from the other one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was the head cop.
And then yeah, and then Vincent, like he's so good at that game, he just made him blew up.
Yeah, well, he shot. Yeah, he bounced it off of it and shot him.
I was like, at that moment, like maybe it's not as scary as I thought because this scene was pretty stupid. Because I thought like the robots were bullies. Like when Bob beeped that one time, right? He just took it out on Bob and yanked his
Yeah.
circuits out or
Well, he
something.
did. He just destroyed Bob.
Oh, and I did like it was in the middle of the movie where Bob told Vincent to meet me at that storage unit, right? So you
Yeah.
could tell him like, dude, you guys gotta leave. It's
Yeah, you
creepy
got.
here. Yeah. This
Yeah,
one I thought
you
like
got
I
leave.
knew it.
Everything's wrong.
I thought the
Yeah.
Reinhardt was gonna kill them all or something to that
Oh,
matter.
something's wrong because Reinhardt was nuts. Dude, even when you meet him, you're like, this guy's not good.
Oh, you did get the vibe, right? Like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, come on. His hair is all wild.
well, because you
He's
haven't
kind
seen
of.
anybody in 20 years. They trying to explain
Oh
that too.
boy. Oh boy. So I mean, he had wild eyes and stuff. You already know this guy's like, I've already killed everybody, and I'm gonna kill you too.
Did you
I mean,
like the
just
review
looking.
when they took that glass shield protector face thing,
Oh, that
and it
was
looks like
nuts.
I thought I was like, it's gonna look like a zombie, right? Like, oh my
Yeah,
god, it looks
it's more like a mummy.
it's like a mummy, yeah.
Yeah, mummified person.
And like, I guess they can control the ship. Like, I guess this Reinhardt guy was pretty smart to have, I don't know, hundreds of people that went from humans
Well,
to
yeah, basically he was
humanoids.
reprogrammed. He was like setting them down and reprogramming their brains.
Oh,
That way, he did. I mean, they're like replicants in a way,
yes,
but he had control from.
without the confusion of they think they're real.
Yeah,
So they
yeah, they
took
were
that out, so
real.
he made it
Yeah, he
easier.
just took all of it. So he basically just instead of building more machines, he was just using what was left of them.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, he is.
It is very Frankenstein, like
I
they
mean,
said.
I guess if I was lost near a black hole for 20 years, you'd be a goner too on my
It's
ship.
the same
But
question, right? So Reinhardt is like Dr. Frankenstein. Which is
yeah, he's
scarier, Frankenstein's monster or Frankenstein or Dr. Frankenstein?
Frankenstein.
Oh, who?
Frankenstein, come on, the dude was digging up bodies and piecing them
Yeah,
together.
to piece them together to make them
And
work.
he,
Oh,
and then once he realized he did something wrong, he thinks, "Oh, I shouldn't have done this. Oh, but my monster's lonely, so I'm going to build another one. I'm going to murder somebody this time."
the whole crew is dead people.
Yeah, basically they're. I mean, I wouldn't say they were dead, but they were just marginally
Dead.
functional. Yeah, they were kind of brain dead.
Functional. They're brain dead.
I mean, they could do stuff. They did tasks and stuff. They could think enough to do a task, and they had some of their still human functions because, I mean, they were burying each other, they're tending the crops and stuff to keep themselves
Oh, so they
alive.
have.
But they really had no free will, any will of their own, and basically they've already given up. They're like, "We'll just go over here and work the computer like he says, do what he says. Just we're gonna do all our functions like he says.
I like
Our goal is now to go through the black hole."
like Ernest. Was that Borgnine?
Borgnine.
Borgnine, this character, like he checked out the garden, right? He tried to talk to that thing.
Yeah.
Then that thing walked away. In my mind, I'm like, where the hell is he going? I thought he's supposed to stay there and I guess
Yeah.
work his station or something.
But apparently he didn't want that guy to ask questions stuff.
Oh, so that's why
So he's probably like, if I get found out, then we're gonna have problems. So
Also, he
you
just
leave me
left.
alone so I can get away. So
Yeah.
I don't get in trouble and get killed too.
He's walking, limping out of that room.
Yep, he's limping out of the room because he's like, I don't want to get killed.
And like, did you ever think that his character would just leave them? Because he
What do you
faked
mean?
his knee injury.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't think he was that. I didn't think he was gonna be a loser and
Yeah.
just try to steal the ship. Yeah, that just all of a sudden he turns out that he's all for himself, man.
Yeah, he was awful because they kind of showed that when there was just him and the other kid in there.
Yeah, he just wants to leave.
He just wanted to leave. Like, dude, you can't leave these people there. They're like, oh, why would they make him run? He broke his leg or something. Like, and then he ran away. Like, what just
Yeah.
happened here?
Yeah. As soon as
Yeah.
he fakes it, you're like, whoa.
Yes.
Turns out to show that he's just a
But then that
Coward too.
scene makes sense because like, hey, Reinhardt said like, hey, as soon as they get away enough, right, where it doesn't
Yeah,
damage the
he's
ship,
gonna destroy
shoot
them
him. Yep.
anyways. Yep.
So that was convenient and kind of messed up at the
Yeah.
same time.
Just messed up, but he saved. He basically he became the hero. He saved him.
He
He
saved
lost
them.
his own
Yep.
life, so they can go get on the probe next because that was cool.
The Pope's ship is
Yeah, because somebody went out there to the black hole and came back. So
yes. Did you? So we always talk about science, right? Like you talk about interstellar going to the black hole and time. I thought that was how they're going to resolve in this movie, which I think on this review we might be one of our shortest yet.
yeah.
Because this
Well, I
movie
don't
is
know
also
because
very simple.
it doesn't really tell you how they resolve it because they
No,
just do a lot of crazy camera shots. It's like because you see all the rest of the guys all in hell
yeah.
because there's somewhere
Is
in the
it
mention. Oh,
hell?
it's like well, it looked like hell because it's all fiery and stuff, and
Oh,
he's there.
okay.
Remember, because it shows them in all those people. But then the crew, I guess they made it back because it just shows weirdness.
Yeah. Well, I thought the weirdness was when Reinhardt and Maximilian emerged into one
Well,
being.
there's a whole bunch of weirdness, yeah, because that one monster and then he's in hell, but
Yes, he
or he
runs
we
hell.
keep saying hell, but we don't know because it's
Yeah,
all
I have
red
no
and there's
idea. It's all
lava and
red.
there's fire. I mean, come
It's
on, that's the way
it's the hell
it
version
looked.
of the
It
black
pretty
hole.
much looked like the hell that we saw in Bill and Ted into Bill and
Yes,
Ted's movie. So we're gonna stick with it.
is
And
a version of hell.
the rest of them do that weird thing because it's like kind of like time travel. Because remember, it's like Star Trek Four when they go around the sun. All of a sudden, you just see these people with this weird dream. You see these heads come out of the clouds. You see this whale do this deal, and then all of a sudden they're awake. It's like what? What was this? What time travel was really supposed to be like? Marty
Did
McFly saw all kinds of little floating heads and stuff, and a
did
big
this
giant
movie
whale.
not remind you a little bit like Passengers? Like this is what happened if Dr. Reinhardt was the only one that woke up, right? Then he just killed the rest of the crew and made them his humanoid
Well, I mean,
slaves.
the only way it's going to remind me of Passengers is if he was like looking at women going, I'm going to pick me one. I mean, no, it didn't really remind me of Passengers at all.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, it's set in
guess.
space, but yeah, I didn't really get Passengers out of
Oh, okay.
anything there. I
But
mean, maybe because
definitely,
Jennifer Lawrence wasn't in the movie. I don't
oh,
know.
but definitely, Event Horizon and
I mean, if Star Lord would have
Interstellar.
showed up, I would have been like,
Oh, I
yeah.
was gonna say like Chris Pratt's gonna show up, but
No, no, sorry. I
hey,
mean,
this was
even the
a
robot from Lost in Space didn't even show up.
hey, this was a good science fiction horror movie.
It's pretty. I'd say it's pretty good for something from this time period.
Yes.
I mean, if you had to watch it though next to Star Wars, no,
Oh, that's
you would have been like
or Alien.
even the or Aliens from the time. But still, I'm thinking they put a lot into this,
They did.
and it was worth it. I mean, it was somebody else's idea. It stands out from the other two movies.
It does because
Not
this
it's
is
not as
different.
good, but yeah, it made more sense
But
from
hey,
a.
Disney, thank you for trying.
Yeah, thank you, Disney, because I think you actually did shape the course of a lot of other space movies to
Because
come.
they kind of ended the movie where like, is there gonna be a sequel to find out what they happened? Because all you know
Yeah,
that they are safe
they went.
enough. Because you don't know
Yes, I
what
don't know.
happened to them. Like, hey,
You don't really know because all it does is it seems like they're okay, but
yeah, they
they
just shot
make
in
it
the
back to
black hole
Earth.
without food.
But then again, who knows? They may have got stuck in another time and they'll get found again.
Oh,
If you go to black hole, most likely you're gone. You're dead. Just get over it.
because at the end when they say like, oh, hey, how come you can't pilot this thing? It's set to the coordinates of the last person. Oh, so
Yeah,
Reinhardt that he still was going to go to the black hole in this Pope ship.
yeah. So they went. And it's best too. Sometimes, if you can't go around it or away from it, just go through it.
Okay, so that's something I want to bring up. I don't know if it bothered you or not. The ESP between the Dr.
Yeah, that
King
was a little
and
crazy, but I was
Vincent
down with it. Yeah, the robots, so they have a crew member that could talk to the robots. I
to
guess every ship
in the
that
brain.
travels out, they probably check you for ESP. But didn't they have others? I thought they had other space movies where they had mind readers and stuff. Didn't they have
Oh,
somebody like that thought they had ESP
I
on
don't
Aliens? I
know.
could have swore I thought Ridley or whatever had a
I
form of
don't
it.
think
Seemed
so.
like there was another show that had somebody that did that. But yeah,
Like
basically she talked to the robot. instead of using a little controller. She was like that dude on Cloud City with the little bots, that little lights up.
Yes, yes. Just like in Star Wars,
Yep.
yes.
What was his name? Something bot.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it's Lando talking to them.
Yeah. And then he
Yes.
talks to everybody.
And I'm like, I think that's maybe what you're remembering though, like that part from
Maybe.
Star Wars to the ESP thing, because this is the first time I've seen anything like this. I'm thinking like, how is that even possible?
Well, maybe she's just specially tuned to
They never
robots.
explained it. They just said like, oh yes, you guys can
Yeah.
communicate.
What did
via
they ever tell
ESP.
what year, how far in the future we're at?
No, so that's the other thing. So when I started this movie, right? This movie started off black, but it has music playing.
Oh yeah, I did. And you know what I did? I stopped it.
Oh, I stopped it. You're like, what the heck's happening?
Did you check it too?
Yeah, I
And
did.
then that's fast forwarded real far, and then I saw stuff, so I had to fast forward it back to where
Yeah,
it's not
I
black.
did too. So I wrote down the time. The whole movie was black until 2 minutes and 25
Yeah.
seconds.
So it's like when you go to the theater early, and they have the screen that's black and they just start playing music on the screen. There's not very many movies that do that, but they do have some movies that have like a song they'll play before.
Because I wonder,
it seems like there's another Disney movie that does this.
Really? Because I thought the strategy that they did was like they creep you out for like a couple of good minutes, because it seemed like a long time. I'm like, is my TV wrong? And that's why I stopped.
Yeah, it's like it was doing that too, and I was hearing music. I was like, am I supposed to be seeing something?
Yeah, the whole time, like, there's no words, there's no like whatever production, Robert Forster, nothing.
Yeah,
I thought. And now I thought,
and that may have been actually part of the theater.
Oh, I
release,
think it's part of the theater release.
Because I've been, like I said, I've seen another movie where it's black and they play something there, and then they start the movie for you.
Yeah,
it's for everybody to get their seats and so forth.
Oh, I never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, but it was interesting then.
It was very interesting.
That's what I thought about. I was like, oh, it's supposed to be the starting deal. Because I'm pretty sure I saw another movie like that. I can't remember what it was.
Oh my god, that's 2 in a row, man.
But I'm pretty sure it was an older movie.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's how they did it back then.
They may have been. I mean,
they play the music to get you into the mode.
Because when you do go to the theater nowadays, they play music before they show anything on the screen.
Yes.
But they don't have it made into the film.
No, they don't.
It seemed like I saw another one where it was made into the film. Starts off black.
Hey, this is the only one that I came across like that. It started off black, and then it's like play music for 2.5 minutes before the word comes
when I showed you the film.
Oh, so fun! I did this. You and I did the same thing. Like fast forward, like what the heck's going on here?
Yeah. I was like, because I've had it on. I've gotten on there because I go through Fire Stick to get on there.
Yes,
I've had it where it starts a movie and doesn't show you a picture, but you can hear everybody talking and stuff.
Yeah.
So you got to get all the way out.
Yeah, because some movies does that. Yeah, they do dialogue before they show anything.
Yeah, well, I've done that, and I had to go all the way back in just to get it to show a picture. So I'm like, because Disney Plus, I get a lot of that. Oh, you're having technical difficulties, especially when I'm trying to watch The Mandalorian. I'm like, what? It's The Mandalorian. You better just show it to me, dude.
So, yeah, you said you like the ship, right? I like all the visual things I saw in this movie.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting.
Like the way that they show, like, dude, this is a big ship. How many people were riding on this thing?
Yeah, I don't know, but you always should. I mean, it's those way back. I mean, I can't say it anytime. They always have big long ships now, especially since Star Wars. You have to have these big, giant, massive ships.
Oh, yes.
But the thing is, even when people were contemplating, let's say they're going to travel through space, if you look at old NASA pictures of things or ideas, because I got a couple of books on space travel from, I think they're early 80s books.
Oh,
a lot of stuff's not going to make any sense, and they show pictures of what they think a spaceship that they're going to build to go to Mars or something looks like. There are always these big, giant, stretched out ships that look like the one that we saw.
Oh, okay.
You only got so much area, but the rest of it's to carry oxygen, water, and all these other supplies. Before we learn to do a lot of other things. Because you think about we go to the moon in these tiny little bitty capsules. Like, good luck. We were going to build you a giant spaceship, but we just couldn't do it.
This is going to be really tight.
Well, it's like the space station. Pounds. Look how big the space station really looks. But there's only so much of it's actually habitable. Yes. I mean, it's a bunch of little capsules locked together, and then huge giant solar cell arrays and stuff. So.
Talk about spaceship and stuff, right? In the last episode, I talked to you about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I forgot something to tell you last week, right? you talked about it in Solo. Parsecs is a
Oh
measure
yeah,
of
parsecs
distance, right? Not
distance.
time. So Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about that. So in the New Hope, when Harrison Ford's character Han Solo, like, hey, it only shipped, it made it in 12 parsecs, right? Like, what he said just doesn't make any sense because
Yeah, I
he
know.
didn't say a measurement of time. It's so he made this joke. It's kind of like, hey, how much do you weigh? I weigh $1.25.
Yeah,
So I'm like, dude, that's so funny. I'm gonna be doing that all the time now. Hey, how far away is that? 2 moons. What? It's a measure of
yeah.
distance.
I remember somebody said that to me at work, telling
Yeah,
me, "Oh, repeating that line." He's like, "Where's that line from?" And I was like, "It doesn't matter because it doesn't make any
yeah,
sense."
the
And he looked at me and
parsecs
goes,
thing.
You must like Star Trek." It's like, yes,
Ah,
I do.
yeah, it's a measure of distance. I thought,
Yeah,
and
of
he
course.
he explained it first, so like
Yeah,
what a parsec is, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, I totally understand that now.
yeah. But it just goes back to you watch Star Trek because you want science to make sense. You
Yeah,
watch Star Wars because you want fantasy science.
science and action, things like that. Yeah,
Fantasy science, yeah, fantasy
yes,
science.
fantasy science,
I
so
mean,
like
come on, the
magic.
Jedis, because the Jedis are a bunch of wizards.
Yes, a bunch of wizards. Oh. Anyway, back to the black hole.
And anyways, Mr. Spock could speak to robots because he's got telepathic.
So
All
did you
rockets do.
did you like the Vincent robot?
I did, actually did. I mean, I looked at it. I thought it looks as silly as it kind of looks. I'm impressed with it.
It sometimes to me, right? It looks like a giant South Park character because like the
It
eyes.
does because it's got the eyes and stuff. I'm like, but
Yes.
the thing is, a lot of people can say what they want, but the problem is if they make robots, they want to make robots where humans feel comfortable with and more
Oh,
relatable to.
friendly. Yes.
Yeah, if you're going to have to travel with them, you want a friendly or silly looking robot, so
Not
they're not
threat.
seen as a
Yeah.
danger.
Yeah.
You do not want a robot that looks like Maximilian,
No.
because basically Maximilian looked like the nightmare that Marty McFly has when Marty shows up and sticks the earphones on him and
Yes.
plays the Van Halen
It
music and he goes, "I am
it looks like
Darth Vader."
or however he dressed up in the hazmat suit, like
Yeah, it
the
does.
shape of it. Yeah.
It looks just like that
It
character.
looks like a battle droid from Star Wars, like the big ones with the big
Yeah,
upper
it
body and the
does.
little arms. Because
Which are
that's where
probably
like
the battle droids probably came from the
that
design on
idea,
this.
yeah. Because it did look
So
very threatening. Like, come on, every time it talks, right? Like it would illuminate red as the color
yep,
instead of
yep.
like something
Like
friendly.
everything else, it has red. Yes.
Yes,
Here, if you got a robot or a machine, that's the thing. Anything in your house that has a little red light on it, you might want to throw it away. It might kill you.
that's why you
Which I'm,
change it to green
which,
or blue.
which I'm looking at my TV now to see if it's got a red
Hey,
light
a
on it
lot of
now.
infrared light is red, but they've been
Yeah.
changing it throughout the years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, it's like the coffee maker. You guys got that little red light shining on it.
yeah.
It's
It's like
like
it
it's gonna
reminds you of the
go.
Terminator,
You're
right?
gonna, yeah, and then you're gonna go. I want some coffee. It's like, sorry, can't help you today.
I'm so glad you brought up that point about the robot because I didn't think about that. Like, oh, that makes sense. I don't want a robot that looks threatening.
No,
Like this
you
thing
don't
could
really
kill
want to
me.
threaten a
It
robot.
looks like a flying coffee pot.
It does. It's kind of silly, but I mean, the thing is deadly because you saw what he does with his lasers.
Yeah, it could
He
shoot
shoots
if you arm it.
everything.
Yeah.
It flies around, shoots everything, and it knows all kinds of things. So yeah, I thought I'd take one.
Oh, that's what a good
I don't
idea.
remember the face change, but the face was different from the Bob robot to him.
Yeah, even though they're the same
Which they
model.
might, which that makes me wonder though. For the space travels, each ship probably has one of those robots on it.
Oh, the
Now,
Vincent
even
one
like
yet?
in Lost in Space, when they had each because
Oh,
almost every
yeah.
spaceship, because at one time I guess they thought every spaceship's going to have a robot on it, and they may give it a name, a human name, like Vincent
Oh,
or
yeah.
Bob
Well,
or
Vincent
somebody.
Pi stands for something, right?
No, it didn't stand for anything that I could tell because they just gave it a name.
Oh, it's Bob. The other one is Bob. Oh, Vincent does stand for something.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Vital information necessary centralized labor force.
Well, what would Bob stand for?
Bob stands for Battalion Labor Force. What the hell? It's not Bob. BLF. Oh, Bob. Oh, when they say Bob, right? It's BO space B, and then it's LF28, the model.
Oh, okay. But
Because
anyways,
Vincent is
they're different models, but
LF396.
apparently they give them different faces too.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit different. Like Bob
Yeah,
is
their faces are a little different.
yeehaw.
Yeah. But they see the problem is that's probably they give them probably each one a different accent and so forth.
Also, you can tell the difference.
Well, yeah, well, so you just like every different country of the world, they probably give you a different accent.
You know
So
what? I want to bring your point up about the robot not looking threatening from Star Wars. Like C-3PO looks like this guy I can kick his butt. And then R2-D2 looks like a rotating trash can.
yeah,
So I guess you're right. Like I don't want a
yeah.
robot
But
that
you
looks
see
like
the Empire's droids.
the Empire
Very
droids
threatening.
and the
They're
IG
always
units.
yeah,
Yes.
they're always threatening.
So that way you could tell which ones are like
Well, the
missiles,
IG unit
whatever.
always reminds me of praying mantis. I don't know why.
Oh, because it's so skinny, you know? Like you could
Yeah, that's so
get into
skinny.
that
It's like a
praying
praying
mantis
mantis.
position. Oh. What else did they do?
Yeah,
On
I don't know. I thought it was cool though. When they try to do when they find the spaceship and they try to identify it, and it shows all the nations and all the different spaceships when they're clicking through it.
Oh, yeah. Just to
And of
find out what
course,
kind of model it is. Yeah.
yeah, and then they find out the spaceships happens to be a spaceship that girl, the ESP
So
lady's
you his
dad
father.
served.
Yeah. And also
Yeah,
like it was really creepy when they were going through it, right? All the lights were off.
yeah, oh yeah, I thought that was cool.
Like that was cool, but like it was
Well,
creepy where like
that
what
was
the heck's
also
going
another
on?
cool thing because when you see it, those spaceships are all black except for where there is lights,
Yes.
just like in real space, because nothing's really lit
And
up.
then like when they were looking out the window, right? You could see people's silhouettes.
Oh yeah,
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 I
you
was like,
could.
what the heck?
That's
It's
pretty
like
cool.
it's very like it's a ghost ship. That's the first thing I
It
thought
is
was
a
like,
ghost
it's a
ship.
ghost ship.
Well, it's supposed to have been a ghost ship. Is the way it was supposed to be. So,
But there's one guy living on it this whole time.
well, actually, it was a guy and a whole bunch of people that he destroyed their lives living on it with him.
You know, that part gets me like, oh, you just believe one guy can do this to ever like, is he doing this one at a time? Because like by the fifth guy, right? The rest of the crew is like, hey man, what the heck are you doing?
Oh, I
Then they're
bet he
gonna pin him
was.
down.
He probably locked them all up, but he probably like kind of changes a few of them and had people to go along with it. Goes, if you help me do this to them, you'll survive. And that guy's okay.
Oh.
And then after that, he's like, so and so, he's talking stuff about us. We got to do something about him. And then by the time everybody betrays their other people, and that's the way humans work, anyways.
So
You
you're
only got one
saying
guy. Yeah, the last guy's like, I already helped you turn everybody into zombies, and now I can't fight against you.
Reinhardt is like a Sith Lord.
Reinhardt was just a evil human. That's all you have to be.
An evil human
No,
genius
no
scientist.
Sith. Yeah, no Sith Lord involved. You don't do Sith Lord skills to be evil.
I guess not, but the betraying thing is right there though.
Yeah, I would say he betrayed everybody, and he probably helped had them build Maximilian. He's like, hey, why don't you help me build this awesome robot that would defend us? And they're like, okay, cool. Then after they built
So
it, it's like,
Maximilian is the one who killed them all.
yeah. Then he's like, okay, well, let's cut them all up like helicopters, Maximilian. And then plus they probably helped build those other robots. He's like, hey, let's now he's like after they built the robots, he's like, all right, round everybody up and put them in the brig.
You know, the way that I thought of it is like I thought Reinhardt was gonna kill everybody, like, but it didn't. It didn't happen like that because
Well, he
like
wanted to.
you think he wanted to?
He probably did. Well, he probably didn't really want to do. He wanted because he wants somebody to see how brilliant he is.
Yeah, which was the other lover boy
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, he's basically fine with everybody. He's like, if y'all just go say I'm awesome and I'm smart and I'm great, you'll live.
Uh,
If you challenge me at all, you're dead.
yes.
And a lot of those people decided you're crazy. And usually telling a crazy person they're crazy if they're really crazy, you're about to see some crazy.
You know, I
When
did.
I say crazy, I'm talking about crazy with the C, not the
Oh
K.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's the people with the K will let you get away.
So there was a scene that I was confused on when Reinhardt tells that lady scientist, right? Like, hey, protect me from Maximilian. But then they didn't do anything with that. What
Yeah,
they
I don't
did is
know.
like she didn't do anything with that, and then he got crushed by his giant plasma TV. I don't know what to call it.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
It just that part is like, oh,
yeah. Well,
help.
you thought he's gonna live again, but he didn't.
No, that's he lived
That's
again in
pretty
a
much
way that combined
yeah.
with the
When they went through the
yeah.
black hole, but yeah, basically, yeah, that was it. That was the end of him.
I did like that they trying to explain the black hole at that moment in time in
Yeah.
1979.
Well, I also like the fact that they didn't have to have anybody kill him. They didn't have a face down with Reinhardt. You know, like in a lot of deals, you always have that end part where they got to face the villain.
Yes.
It's like, we're just getting
So
off the spaceship.
because
Good
this
luck.
movie came out at this time period, right? I knew it was going to have a like a happy ending. You know,
Yeah, well,
I would
well, we
say.
don't know. We don't know it had a happy ending.
Oh,
For
I
all
mean,
we
like the
know,
bad guy was going to die. Like
yeah,
itself.
the bad
Yeah.
guy's gonna die. For all we know, all those people when they went through the black hole, they all got merged together into one body. Yes, it's gonna be horrible, but yeah, they may have.
The two pilots and the lady scientist.
Yep, yep, they all got merged together in one person.
And Vincent was on board too, so maybe
Yeah, that's gonna be one crazy robot.
they became the ultimate weapon. I don't know. They merged with the spaceship too.
Yep.
You know how crazy would that be, right?
Well, you know what? Actually, this did happen. V'ger. From Star Trek: The Motion Picture, V'ger.
Yeah.
Remember, it was a
Yes.
probe.
Oh, yes. I was just gonna
Is she-
suggest that like maybe if Disney can work on a sequel, like they don't say it's a sequel. So when
Yeah,
you
they
watch
just
this
give it
movie,
another
right?
title.
Yeah, give it another title, but then you see these three survivors, but
Yeah.
played by different actors. So
And you
that way
can't
they
call
could
it
be
The
same
Martian
age.
or anything. So.
You know what's be crazy? If they could just rename it the Black Hole, right? So people could think that like, oh, it's a remake or a reboot of this movie, but it's just almost like the same thing. They go to the black hole and they find the three survivors with Vincent.
Or they could call it Black Hole Legacy.
Black Hole Legacy. or be like the Alien series, like just call it Prometheus, but like the different name.
Oh yeah.
Just
Well, they had to name it by the base. What was the spaceship's name?
Is it Cygnus? Cygnus?
Oh yeah, Cygnus.
Cygnus,
Yeah,
USS Cygnus.
Yeah, Cygnus.
Ooh, that would be
They
good.
could call that movie.
But
Yeah.
then Cygnus is the thing that blowed up because they escaped from that
Oh,
port ship.
then they can make actually. You're watching the movie. It turns out it's a prequel.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's how he
Cygnus.
turns. Oh, you know what?
Yep.
We could just made
And-
three movies here.
Yeah,
A
we can see,
prequel and a
and the
sequel.
movie ends with the last guy trying to get away before he gets turned into a zombie.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
that's
it's
good.
them getting stuck near a black hole, them building all this stuff, them building robots, everybody sane,
need-
and all of a sudden
We need Disney
Reinhardt.
to listen to this. just
Exactly right.
because-
They watch as Reinhardt slowly turns crazy and stuff, and the crew it focuses on the crew that eventually dies. Everybody in the all the main characters except for Reinhardt die.
You're explaining like Road One.
Exactly.
In
Well, the thing is,
Black Hole series.
because if you're watching it and you realize it's a black hole, you automatically know none of the crew's going to make it now.
Yeah. Oh.
So there.
So this is the Black Hole is episode 4.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I'm saying.
That's the title of this episode. The Black Hole is just like episode 4. I'm just gonna leave it at that, so I can write this. The Black Hole. I didn't know that when you and I discussed this, it would eventually come to this realization.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really good, Shane. Episode 4. I need you to do the Roman
Yeah, but other
numerals.
people watch it. Unless they listen to our deal, they're going to go, episode 4? How is this like episode 4?
Because the Road
Like,
One is the
I know,
the
I know.
prequel.
I know. That's the thing. I mean, we know, but people just
Yeah.
looking at the title,
But-
looking at it, go,
But
Huh?
that would be cool. Like if you and I can produce something like
that would be a
fan-made
good story.
thing just
That
for
would
the
be a
sequel
good
part.
story.
Just
That
the
would make a
sequel
good
part.
story.
We can't
Yeah.
do the prequel part, but we can do the sequel.
I would do
Like
the
we find
prequel.
those 3 people and Vincent, like, looks
They're
like
all merged at once.
well, not merged into one, but that would be pretty fun. Like maybe we could do 2, like a serious one and a funny take. It's kind of like
Well,
those people on
I
the
don't know.
internet, right? Like how this movie should have ended.
Yeah.
They did it with animation. I never watched those things because like
Oh.
that's stupid to me. But they get hundreds
stupid
of
to
thousands
me.
of subscribers.
But we want to make one ourselves.
Yeah, we
But
want to make one else. No, but we're not making how it should have ended. We should have
Oh,
put
okay.
like a sequel
gonna
and
make-
a prequel.
We're going to make it. This is what happened.
This is what's going to happen. Kind of like it, I like to stay back and then hey, let me tell you what's about to happen.
Yeah. So yeah,
I never
it's
thought about that.
episode
That's
4,
really good,
and we
Shane.
want to watch the Rogue One of it.
Yeah, I want to watch the Road One of it. How Reinhardt is the main character.
They
Oh,
could call it. They have to have a title though, Scientific Voyage or something.
no, he's still the antagonist.
Voyage to the
protagonist.
Black Hole.
The protagonist would be that last guy you're talking about. because it would
Yeah,
stay in that thriller horror genre of this movie.
they could call the movie Reinhardt.
Reinhardt. It's kind of like naming the movie The Terminator. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Reinhardt. Dr.
Yeah.
Reinhardt.
So yeah, because the people going in the theater go thinking, "Oh, Reinhardt, this guy is going to be the hero in the movie." Turns out he's just a psycho that killed everybody.
A brilliant psycho that kills everybody. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
well,
that's why he's crazy.
Well, he could have been that brilliant because he was that brilliant. He would have known not to turn into a psycho.
Shoot, he still drove into the black hole. He made all these scientific equations that makes the other scientists like, oh, it's doable. Let's do it.
Yeah. He's going, oh, what's his name's wrong.
Yeah, he's not gonna do that.
Like Einstein.
Yeah,
that sounds wrong.
Well, anyway, I'm so glad that we watched this movie because without you recommending it, there's no way that we would come.
Yeah, we would have missed this. I mean, we need to see something to watch anyways. I mean, because I remember suggesting this to you before, and then you're like, "What?" It's like several movies called Black Hole.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
But anyways, we watched the right one this time. I was like, "Hey, this is where you need to go. This is where you need to find it."
I'm just amazed. I'm just waiting for the day, right, that we meet somebody that also watched this movie.
Oh, well, and hopefully in the comments, somebody will say some stuff.
Yeah, if you've seen this movie, please let us know down below in the comments.
Yeah, come on, say something.
And let me know what you think about this movie.
And if you didn't see this movie and you're a fan of any space movies, might as well see it. This is something to see.
Yes, this is something to see. This is something like a, what is it? Like a groundwork of things that you see.
Yeah, I think
even 20 years ago now.
I'd say it is.
Like Event Horizon was back in 2005.
I would say if you were a child when you watched this would have affected your childhood from on.
Ooh.
You know?
Yes.
You'd be like, it's just as much as Star Wars would. So.
Too bad that we didn't see this back in the day.
Yeah.
Not even on DVD, man. Come on. How do we find out this information? Like, hey, this is just for you because we realize you like space stuff.
And that's the funny thing to Disney. This was probably a pretty big deal, but this could be, like I said, they could bring this back.
Looking at the notes, this was a pretty big deal. I mean, at the time, it's one of the biggest movies ever budgeted by Disney.
But I think Disney expected it to be even bigger though. And it may be, for all we know, like I said, but seeing how we don't know anybody knows it. And if we never really heard of it, then
that's
true.
I'm
going to say it didn't come along. I'm thinking I think this more probably like if you're a type of sci-fi nerd that really love like 2001.
Oh, there was
all those. I think that because I mean everybody's got their own space camps. You got people who love. Oh, I love Star Trek this, that. Star Wars. I watch this and that. If you're 2001 and stuff, you probably watch stuff like Space Force and all and so forth.
Hey, so
all these other movies.
When you finish watching anything on Disney Plus, right, it would kind of come up with like the next suggestion. What was the movie for you that suggested after you watching this?
I don't remember now.
I do. It's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea from 1954.
And I would love, and I've never seen that. I would want to see that.
Yeah, from 1954.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, I like. Oh, it makes sense. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does make sense, especially for the Disney lineup at the time.
Yeah.
Because I bet everybody said, "Hey, let's go watch Contact." I'm like, no, not even the same thing. I mean,
I would like to say the Dr. Kate was pretty hot in this movie.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but I agree with you.
Okay, good.
Just even with all the curly hair and stuff all close. Well, I normally like women with their hair
like
all
straight,
out,
yeah.
Yeah, no, not straight. I like women with curly hair, but hers was all bunched up like she
was all bunched up, yeah. Because for space travel, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, well, they say shave all their heads.
Yeah. Oh, wait. There's a possible remake. Let me read this. In November 2009, reported that Disney has plans to remake The Black Hole. Oh, the person who directed Tron Legacy.
Okay.
By 2013, somebody
so
wrote
I was right. Script. There is going to be a Black Hole Legacy.
The guy who wrote the Alien prequel has signed on as a screenwriter. But in 2016, the remake was put on hold because the guy's script was considered too dark for a Disney movie. Man. So was this not... I guess this one wasn't dark enough, right?
Well, I mean, it was close to it. I bet you this was borderline
Yeah, this is
for
borderline.
its time. They're like, yeah,
Oh, that sucks. It's too dark
this
for
because yeah,
Disney.
because he probably took it past Event Horizons. They're probably like, dude, you were like, that's like Event Horizon past. Even if you're past that, you're way too far.
In 2018, there's a report of another screenwriter will be writing the screenplay in June 2022.
Well, why don't they just
Oh,
take the
this is
screenplay
initially
and just tone it
canceled.
down? Just tone it down a little
Oh,
bit.
this canceled because there's numerous similarities to Christopher Nolan's Interstellar.
Yeah, see, I told you, Interstellar was a remake.
Yeah, the
Well, the
black
problem is
hole.
they're probably going to get too realistic with science. I'm like, just let it go. Most people don't even know.
Stick with
Most people don't even
science.
know the Earth orbits the sun, so I guess we'll be okay.
There's people that believe the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I know.
The same
Oh
people
yeah,
that say the Mustang Mach E is not a Mustang.
and there's still people that don't even know the sun moves.
It's so
What's so stupid about that? You do know the sun actually does move, right?
yes, I do. But
Okay,
the way
just
you
make sure.
the way you,
For his
the way
sound.
that you said that right after the people think it's flat, right? Like those people that think the sun moves instead of like not, it doesn't move that way, okay? But yes, I do, but not the way that I was just combining
Yeah,
it
the
with the
way you
flat Earth
envisioned it
people. Yeah,
after I said that. Yeah.
I was just thinking like, there's just simply too much science. I was trying to be like the prestige, too much magic.
I exactly knew that. There's too much magic,
Too much magic.
but there is my room across the
Eddie
hall. Yeah,
Pantages.
contagious. That's where we're headed right now.
Oh, oh my god. Science, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Neil deGrasse Tyson again. But
Oh, oh, do you guys know her?
no, yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say, tell him
it's
come on
just
and
so
talk to with
funny.
us. We'll blow his mind. There go. These guys are
I wonder
such
what he thinks of this
idiots.
movie. Like, if is anything
Well, I'm sure he
scientifically
watched it.
correct? Like, when they go to the black hole, does it, do
Well, I'll tell
things
you
like
one
that?
thing is scientific correct. If that robot Maximilian hit you with those fan blades, it would cut you up.
Oh, I like how they killed the doctor too when they got too
Yep.
close to him, but they
Yep.
don't show any blood splatter because it's a
Nah,
PG
no, it's a
movie,
Disney movie. Plus,
Yep.
the big giant TV fall on you, they'll kill you.
The bitch on TV, yes, that's. Oh,
But other than that, yeah, probably not.
yeah, that's
I
true
mean, they
too.
did float in space like you're supposed to, so
Yeah,
there's that going for
they
them.
didn't do too much of that. They probably like they figured
Yeah, because
that
that's too hard to do. That's
yeah, it's too hard to do.
yeah, that's why like in Star Trek, that's why they always had gravity on their ship because they're like we can afford that, so
Yeah.
they invented gravity. It's like
Yes.
the transporter deal. They're supposed to fly with a spacecraft, and in Star Trek they're supposed to use a spacecraft to go to all the planets. They're like cost too much.
Oh, so
Okay,
let's do that.
we'll just use a film trick. They just shoot beam down.
Yep,
Good.
beam down. Yep.
I mean, it's out of necessity. They made something that was turned out to could be one day maybe science fact.
It seems like that's even more possible than having a flying car.
Oh
Being
yeah.
beamed to one, yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll get a flying car for that though. We gotta watch some idiot run in somebody's house.
A flying car.
And
You and I
then
talked about that
we're
a
gonna go
long time
home.
ago.
Yeah, I mean
The
somebody's gonna crash into people's
the
houses.
only time I want a flying car, right, is I'm stuck in traffic. Like, so I want everyone to have a flying car so I could drive here peacefully.
Well, see, here's the thing. The nice thing about cars, you run out of fuel, you run out of electricity, the car stops.
Hmm.
You're good. If your flying car runs out of whatever fuel source it is, you crash.
Maybe you should plan your trips more efficiently.
Yes, you want to. You want to be watching everything because you will go right into somebody's house.
I wonder what's the longest an airplane can fly until like. You ever seen the Seinfeld
But the
episode?
thing here's the nice thing about an airplane though.
Yeah.
Even an airplane though can glide after it runs out of fuel,
Oh, okay.
so you can land it.
Oh,
Maybe.
that's right. They could control the thing where it glides and you can slow
Yeah,
down
I mean
things
it's
like
rough
that.
on certain aircraft. I mean as we get farther down, aircraft have to you almost use computer stuff to keep its wings stuff. But that's fighter jets. But I mean most big aircraft, in the small aircraft, you run out of fuel, you glide down. If you're a decent pilot, you're gonna make it.
Hmm. Oh, that's
So
good. I was going to
a
bring up that
helicopter. Now,
Seinfeld
a
episode.
helicopter runs out of fuel. You got to counter rotate it. You got to make it spin, and you
Oh.
might
Oh,
God's on your side that day. But survived.
so land on water.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you may drown still.
Yeah.
Because you got to think
The impact, the force
the
that
metal,
hits
yeah,
it.
because the metal on an aircraft is not very thick. It don't take much to bend one. I
Hmm.
mean, even like big aircraft when they're flying, you can see the panels of the aircrafts kind of
Oh
bend
yeah,
in and stuff.
vibrating. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they vibrate, they bend in and they shake. So I'm thinking, hey, hit water, good luck too. I mean, if you're in
Yeah.
a helicopter, you better just have a good day.
Would you ever fly in a helicopter?
Oh yeah, I haven't. I want to.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm not against riding a helicopter. I love helicopters, especially ever since. But I know the sad thing is, I had this idea what a helicopter would be like,
What?
and we'd have to show Airwolf.
Oh, okay.
But the real ride, it'd be like, oh crap, I'm gonna die. No, it wouldn't. I mean, I would ride a helicopter. It'd be awesome. I doubt it's gonna be like a tour duty, the Vietnam movies, where they jump in the helicopter, got the gun on the side,
Oh.
and they're just sitting there having a good time, listening to radio stuff,
Oh, so yes. Oh, I think I
getting
understand
shot
what you
at,
mean.
getting
Yeah.
shot down.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's a good
gonna be
time.
that glamorized by
Yeah, it's not
Hollywood.
gonna be. Yeah, you're just gonna sit there with the headphones and just look at it and go, "Oh, there's Hawaii."
Hmm.
So have you ridden a helicopter?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't
I don't know
know.
why I assumed you did. I thought it's something you did when you were in Hawaii or so.
I probably you can, but then I think I
No, that
might
everybody
chicken
does.
out.
That's why I'm asking.
Oh, I think I might chicken out.
Oh, I would say it's pretty safe. Not
Yeah.
that many helicopters crash. I mean,
No,
just
statistically.
every now and then you got that one bad fool. It's got bad luck. It gets on a helicopter with you, and then you're all dead. But other than that, you're pretty good. Just carry a lot of lucky charms with you, and make sure that anybody that God doesn't like doesn't get on the helicopter with you.
Yeah. Because it just goes
Should,
straight up, go forward, come down.
well, yeah. Well, the helicopter, all it does is the rotors tilt, and it tilts the
Yeah,
helicopter,
it
and that's
tilts
how
the
it goes
copter
forward,
forward. Yeah.
back. Yeah, it just moves around. I mean, he's probably not going to do that many crazy maneuvers.
No.
It's not going to be like an airplane where you're trying to land on the runway and the wind blows it over,
Yeah.
or flips it over.
And it only goes short distances anyway for helicopters.
I don't know. Helicopters go pretty far. I mean, it's not as far as an airplane and
Yeah.
stuff because of the aerodynamics and stuff, and because you're basically the motor of the helicopter is keeping you up in the air.
Yeah.
As an airplane, the wings are keeping you there, and the motor's just moving you along.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it
Yes.
sounds like I put a lot of thought into it. But
Yeah, yes, you have.
No,
I
I
mean,
haven't.
like, I have not
I
thought
haven't.
about this. I
I
thought it
learned
was
all
like
this from I learned all of this from watching Airwolf.
okay.
I'm lying. I'm full of crap. Because in Airwolf, the helicopter can do all kinds of tricks and go Mach 1 and stuff.
Oh,
And go to
wow.
space. Airwolf goes to space too. I mean, when you're a kid, you're like, wow.
This is
When you
awesome.
get older, you're like,
This is
helicopters can't go
stupid.
Mach 1 and they can't go to space. But still, I would still watch and go, that's still awesome.
Yes.
I did learn about freezing over. When you see Iron Man freeze over,
Yeah, in the first one.
he goes high up. I was like, I already knew all about that from watching Airwolf. Because I was like, that's from Airwolf.
Oh. So they have
So,
talked about that science.
yeah. Well, yeah. It's all the water vapors on your aircraft as you go higher. It's going to freeze on you.
Oh.
Well, that's why a lot of aircraft have stuff in the wings to defrost. They got defrosters in them. Otherwise, you'll have that problem.
Well, you know what? I'm not that kind of engineer, so
Okay. Well, you should have watched Airwolf.
I think I might. Is it streaming on Paramount Plus?
No, sadly, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not even a Paramount film. So.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
I,
Well,
I would like to say I think it's on a streaming service. I just don't know who it belongs to.
probably Hulu.
No, I almost think it's probably Netflix.
Netflix. You know what? Let me put it. Gotta be an Airwolf.
I mean, I don't know if you'll like it because I'll be like,
Well, I
if
think
you'll
you and
watch it,
Eric watched it, you know?
you'll go, oh, this is silly. Well, you got to watch it young to still enjoy it.
Yeah, otherwise it's probably stupid.
Yeah, it was a little silly. I
Oh,
mean,
it's
the first you could actually just watch the first episode and stop there, and you'd be good with it.
really?
It'd be like every other 80s. It's almost like a movie. The first episode is pretty much a movie.
Oh, okay.
They steal the helicopter. They gotta go kill the bad guy. The lady gets killed. The guy gets sad. Movie's over. And then you start watching it. But I would just watch the first episode.
Okay. Well, you know
So
what?
basically, yeah, you watch the first one and you get the gist of it. Because after that, you're like, oh, we shot this jet down. They'll name the jet. We saw it a MiG something. And I'm looking at him like, that's not a MiG. I mean, at least knew my aircrafts.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna wrap it up right here. So we'll see. Well, we'll see each other on the next one, and you guys take it easy.
Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.